Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Jace again, and as you saw from that intro B-roll, I am going to be talking about the Nike Dunk Low Dusty Olives today. I really want to spotlight this shoe because, for one, I don't usually purchase too many personal pairs. This is going to be a pair that I keep for myself because I absolutely love the eclectic colorway, the fall vibes from it, and I also love the materials from it. This isn't just a regular Dunk Low, this is an SP, meaning it's a special pair, so that it does have higher quality materials on it. So I definitely want to showcase all of that and more today. So I want to start off by talking about the nice colorway and blocking on this. It's very unique compared to a lot of the drops that have been coming out with the typical two-tone, like the UNC Dunks that just recently dropped. So as you can see, you almost have like this kind of very sunrise, sunset type orange. You got the dusty olives and also almost like this dusty brown. And it's also balanced out with a bit of that white on the middle section of the outsole. So I think that this sneaker has a very cool and fall vibe to it. And I absolutely love olive. So I think that this sneaker is definitely very unique in the way that it's color blocked. Because obviously this is your typical Dunk silhouette, there's really nothing different about it, but because it's blocked differently, it looks very different from most of the Dunks you're gonna see coming out as of late because of that two-tone. Now, the second thing I wanna get into is going to be the material quality. So, as you may or may not have already heard, people are pretty much raving about the quality of these Dunks, and I would definitely say now that I have them in hand, I would agree with everybody. The suede is super buttery. It almost feels like nubuck in some cases with just a little bit of nap to the point where you can just brush your finger over it and it almost transforms the color just slightly. And that's pretty much apparent throughout the whole sneaker. Now, bearing in mind that most of this upper is suede, you do have certain points where it is more of that woven nylon. So on the tongue, as well as the back counter tab, you are going to see that same kind of dusty brown, but it has more of a glossy sheen to it because it is that woven nylon. Now, looking on the inside here, you're going to see that dusty olive travels all the way into the shoe, into the sock liner as well. And it's pretty smooth. It's your typical kind of Dunk sock liner. It'll probably fray over time from rubbing up against your socks most likely. Now on the bottom, you are gonna see your polyurethane outsole. This will yellow over time if you actually wear your shoes. Now, I also wanna talk about the quality of the manufacturing and construction of this sneaker because I've gotten a lot of Dunks this year. It's one of my main cops for my investments. And I've seen a variety of quality in the construction, and I'm happy to say the construction on these aren't too bad. The only thing that I would have a gripe against is just the consistency of the stitching. A lot of the stitching, especially the reinforced areas, you'll notice that some of these areas are very sloppily done, where some of the stitching doesn't have the correct amount of spacing in between that matches the rest of the sneaker. So I would say that's probably my only gripe. There isn't too many glue marks that you can see. The outsole is seated against the uppers quite well. I think that these are definitely a step above the regular Dunks. Also, stay tuned for the on feet. Like I said, absolutely love these. I think these are very unique compared to a lot of the other Dunks that have come out recently, especially for a Dunk Low. Dunk Lows generally don't have super crazy colorways because they're usually reserved for the SBs. The SBs usually get the craziest, most eclectic designs. So I would say that this is definitely more on the kind of pushing the limit of what the Dunk usually has in terms of colorways and just the way it's styled. The last thing I want to talk about is going to be the fit and the comfort. As you guys already know, with the Nike SB Dunks, they have reshaped the toe box a bit, and I feel like they actually fit perfectly true to size now, whereas back then they fit a little bit small on me. And I'm happy to report that on these Dunk Lows, I think all of them have always fit pretty true to size. I have gone down in size over the years because I have gotten more lean and just put on more muscle. But you know, when I was fatter, I did have to wear pretty much half a size to a size up. So I think at one point I was wearing like a 10 or a 10 and a half. So some of my older Dunks that I own from the early 2000s, I believe I wore like a 10, but I'm happy to say that these fit perfectly at a 9.5, which is my true to size now. So if you're wondering if these are different in any way, definitely get your true to size. As you can tell, like this toe box is slightly different now. It raises up quite a bit and it is quite flush and doesn't have as much of a curve to it anymore, so it's not gonna be as tight. So it shouldn't have to be sized up half a size like a lot of the older dunks. Anyways guys, I'll pretty much catch you guys in the next video. Peace.